Hey guys, welcome back to this video. Today I think I was gonna go through some redstone basics. This video is about redstone. This is my redstone world. I have this decoder here, and there's a little like selection thing. And then display here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back to 0. It's pretty cool. I was making these displays over here. These are for text, letters. This is what it looks like when they're all displayed on. Looks kind of cool. I was going to turn this into an X. So I was going to do this. Let's turn them off. And turn these on. And these. And this one I'll turn off. X. Excuse me. So, redstone basics. Usually you have an input and an output. So today I think we're just going to use levers. And we'll do lamps. These are the inputs. Let's do it like this. So you have inputs like this, on, off, and we'll do maybe this one's A and this one's B. However we say, we'll get a sign. This one. And then maybe an output is a piston. And so the first one we're going to talk about is OR. An OR gate is on when these are OR. This or this is on. So how we're going to do that is we're going to combine these wires like this. And it turns on this one or this one or both. OR gate. Pretty useful. This can also have, we're going to put repeaters too. A repeater here or here. If you don't want the signal to go back through the other one. Like this. That's how repeaters work. So we're going to talk about an inverter, which we're just going to use this one. this A input for. An inverter is we're going to put the signal into a block, and then we're going to take a torch and have it go on the side of the block. What is this? What this is going to do is it's going to take the signal and invert it. And that's the gate I'm trying to show you. An inverter. The piston turns off when this is on, and vice versa. It turns on when it's off. So that's what an inverter does. So a gate that we could use is a NOR gate, which is an inverted OR, a negative OR. How you do that is you have two ORs. You have an OR gate. You have it go into an inverter like this, torch, and then it goes to the piston. So this is an OR gate. It turns off when either of these are on. And it's the negative of the OR, which was this. It's the OR. So next one is the AND. An AND gate, you invert these both. You invert both the inputs and then OR them together and then invert it again. This is an AND. It only turns on when both of them are on. So we turn one on, the other. It's only when both of them are on it turns on. And that's the AND. Two inverters ORed together and then inverted again. And this one's pretty useful if you have like a game or something. You need two players to go on their pressure plates or something, and it'll turn on the output. The opposite of this one is the NAND, which is just taking out the output. This one's useful for like a door. It's just the opposite of the AND gate. So that's NAND. And then we got XOR, which is, whoops. Let's look at this. Hold on. Okay, so I found my XOR gate. It's in this world. This is how it looks. It's kind of weird. These are all the other gates. The OR. What is this? It's a NAND. The NOR. The AND. This is the AND. This is the NAND. This is the NOR. This is the OR. This is the XOR. It goes when one of them is on, it turns the output on. But if they're both on, it turns this torch on, which turns these both off. So if we turn them both on, it turns the output off. It's only when one of them is on, like this. And XOR means exclusive OR, which means it's exclusive to when one of them is on. So that's how it looks. 5 torches. These side torches kind of just, like, if you look at this torch, it'll just be this. It'll kind of, this is how a torch works. If you chain them, then on, off, then it's just like using a repeater to repeat the signal further. So it's kind of what's happening. It's doing it twice. So this is on. Turns the output on. Same as this side. Output on. Input on. And then it goes through this AND gate here. Both torches into a torch. Into this torch, which turns these off. So it's kind of like a NAND mixed with this one. 2 inputs and then the outputs on. Yeah, that's the XOR. You can build it smaller than this. I think this is kind of easy to see. And this one's good for if you had like a light switch. You had 2 inputs. You could have this one. You had a light inside a hallway. You had one input on one side of the hallway and the other input on the other side. You could control both. You could turn it on and off with either side. But yeah, it's XOR. I made this to display. This is how the redstone, one dot of it can power all the directions, like this. These all get powered because the block gets powered, and then these get powered. This is, if you wanted to go vertical, go upwards with the input. Put torches like this. Each one of them is off, on, off, because they invert the signal. So it's like chained inversion. This is a little door I made. Kind of displays inversion if you want to invert the signal, because you have sticky pistons. You want the signal to be on all the time and then only off when you turn on pressure plate. So how this works is there's just redstone underneath, and then each of these sticky piston stacks have a little torch underneath. Fast door, opens really quick. Okay, that's it for this video. I think I got my point across about redstone. Ask questions in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye.